Solid Shepard here, bringing you another video, and this is something a little bit new to the channel. I've been thinking about doing this actually for a little bit, but I never really got around to it. You know, it's heavy editing, obviously, but I like watching these videos on YouTube, and it's something that I think I would really enjoy doing. It'd be really fun. I think it'd be really fun to watch, because I know I love watching other channels do it, so I'm sure you guys would enjoy it too. So this is a new series. I'm not really going to give it a name. They're just kind of response videos. Really just doing this for the fun of it. Or if I see something stupid or fun that I want to react to. But anyways, this first video is a reaction to a video of Crap Gamer. If you watch Rags at all, you know he's had some fun in the past with this guy. Basically a super Xbox fanboy. So let's see what he's going on about today, shall we? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's see what this fool has to say. Oh, and one more thing. I will not be including a link to his video in the description below because I do not want to encourage people attacking him. Okay, this is just basically a public service amount. Be like, you know, if you come across his videos, don't listen to him because he's kind of dishonest. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey, what's up everybody? Crap Gamer here.
Well, that was a long, awkward silence before you decided to finally talk.
We're back with another video. Thank you guys for taking time to check it out. I appreciate it. This video is one that actually some people asked me to look at some other videos, and I wanted to point out that, you know, I do kind of pay attention to what you guys ask and your feedback and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, well then, how generous of you, Crap Gamer. Man, you're really just a regular guy of the people, aren't you?
And you were like, hey, go watch this kind of funny video or whatever. And I did. And I was a little bit disgusted that everybody's like saying that the Xbox Scorpio is going to get delayed. I mean, honestly, and it's not even like, you know, it's not even like they're guessing that it's going to get delayed. They're like matter-of-factly saying that it's going to get delayed. And they kind of hope that it gets delayed.
Okay, folks, so here is red flag number one. He is disgusted. Disgusted that it's going to get delayed. Why would you be disgusted? Like, this is the first, in this video, this is the first true signs of fanboyism. Why would you be disgusted that a product, that people are speculating that a product will get delayed? That makes no sense. Okay? You shouldn't hold an allegiance. Like, you'll see later on this video, this guy treats Xbox like it's his favorite sports team, okay? And that is very consumer unfriendly. That is anti-consumer, okay? We want PlayStation, the PC, and Xbox to compete. That's how we all win out in the end. But this guy has like put an invested interest in himself into the Xbox One and the Xbox Scorpio to the point where the mere mention of it being delayed has him, quote unquote, disgusted.
And they weren't the only ones that I've seen doing that. And it's kind of sickening to me the way that the media has kind of treated the Xbox and Microsoft in general. And I think that, you know, when it comes to certain people, you expect that. I mean, obviously the kind of funny dudes are like big PlayStation marks. I get that.
Well, Crap. You're kind of calling the kettle black here, aren't you? Mr. Xbox fanboy, self-proclaimed even. If you go to his channel, 90% of it is all Xbox stuff, and then the bit that's not is either him down-talking PC or PlayStation, even though both of those way outsell Xbox. And no, there is not a media bias. You guys remember the game The Order? I think it was 1986 was the year I was mainly playing PlayStation at the time, but even I didn't want to pick that up, you know. The PlayStation, I'm not a fanboy. I had an Xbox 360 last console generation. I'm just a gamer. I have a PS4 and a PC now. I really don't pick sides. You guys know this. If you're watching the video, you're probably part of my channel. You know this. But just the thought of this is insanity to me. It's insanity. And he's sitting here saying, the order got panned. Okay, there's plenty of PlayStation games that have been gotten panned and with reviews. There was a lot of people being critical about the whole idea of the PS4 Pro. You know, they were like, "What is Sony doing?" You know, I mean, it's there. You want to go to Nintendo, the Wii U has been panned for a long time. The only reason why the Switch is being proclaimed good is because for a lot of people, it is being seen as good and has had good initial sales. And what is possibly the greatest game of all time, and definitely the greatest game to come out in years, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, was an opening launch title for that system. And that is why it is being proclaimed as good. The PS4 Pro is, not the PS4 Pro, PlayStation 4 in general, has been smashing Xbox. And that's why it is getting a lot of good quality stuff. You know, you got the new God of War, a lot of people are looking forward to. Uncharted 4 is a really good game. Horizon Zero Dawn just dropped. It's a really good game. It has a lot of good exclusives. Plus, with the Pro, and even without the Pro, if you just take the base Xbox One and the base PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4 was slightly more powerful to begin with and ran games slightly better. And then, I'm not even going to get into PC. The PC blows them all out of the water. So, I really don't know what you're talking about, crap. I don't know what you're talking about.
But at the same time...
Wait. What was that? You could literally hear the fanboy dripping out of this man's mouth.
I don't know. They're kind of respected in the industry, I guess, at the same time. And so to actually kind of claim that, yeah, this thing seems like it'll get delayed, even though Phil Spencer has said numerous times that this thing's ahead of schedule, and they know it is, it's just like super wishful thinking and pandering to their audience, because the audience, nobody wants the Scorpio to release this year that's not a big-time Xbox fan. Let's just be honest. Nobody.
Okay, crap. Okay. So first of all, nobody wants it. No, okay, you know what? Not even that. First of all, we're going to address, once again, calling the pot cat, the kettle black. Calling the kettle black. What are you doing, man? You're accusing them of doing the same thing that you do. Okay? Second of all, let's go to point number 2. You're taking Phil Spencer at his word. Okay? The man who made it where Xbox has no more exclusives. No, and he screwed over PC gamers constantly. I'm sorry, but Phil Spencer, to me, at this point, is not a reliable source, nor a name that most gamers, especially if you're an Xbox gamer, I would think, or a PC gamer, if you like Microsoft games in general, you should not even like at this point. Okay, and third of all, what do you mean nobody wants this other than Xbox gamers? Let's see what you've got.
Right? The PlayStation dudes don't want it because they don't want the weaker console.
Okay, crap. First of all, this is probably the strongest point of the 3 that you're about to make. But it's still kind of bullshit because, one, any quote-unquote PlayStation fanboy or Sony pony or whatever you want to call them is still going to play the PlayStation, right? And second of all, people who don't but still play PlayStation aren't going to care because PlayStation has some great exclusives that are coming out and are already out. And it's definitely, even if it's less powerful than the Scorpio, one, for the Scorpio to be that powerful is probably going to be more expensive than the PlayStation 4. And even if it's not, and we take the price tag out of the equation, the PlayStation 4 Pro is still more powerful enough to run games very, very well, or at least well for consoles.
The PC dudes don't want it because they don't want a console that's going to be more powerful than the majority of the rigs out there.
Okay, crap. You can't see my face right now, but if you could, you would be able to see what you're about to hear. Freaking facepalm, man. What are you talking about? The only gaming laptops are, okay, thousands of dollars, right? But you can literally buy anywhere between $300 to $500 worth of technology to have a gaming PC that is going to be more powerful than the Scorpio. Okay, it's really gaming PCs really aren't expensive as a lot of these fanboys would want you to believe. And I used to be one of them. I used to think the same thing until I looked into it. PCs are really, really powerful. They're more powerful than consoles. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Even the low to mid tier ones are slightly better than like anything that the Scorpio can possibly put into that box at a reasonable asking price. Okay, and so the good ones, yeah, you're gonna have really powerful PCs that are upward in those thousands of dollars, but if the only thing you're looking for is a better experience than the consoles, well, you don't need to spend that much money on that PC. You really don't. And that PC, not only will it be slightly better, but it's going to be able to run games most likely at 60 frames per second. That's something you can't do. Okay? And if you're looking at about, the higher range of that, the $500, $600, $700 PCs, I'm talking about desktops right now. Guess what? It's going to be able to run 60 frames. It's going to be more powerful, and it's going to be able to probably do 4K. So stop doing that whole BS fake narrative. Look, I grew up on consoles. I still play consoles. And I don't know if I consider myself a console gamer anymore. I'm just kind of just a gamer because I do some PC now too. And I'm editing this video right now on my beast of a PC that I have. But I still also play PlayStation 4. Hell, I was playing my Nintendo Wii U all last week playing Breath of the Wild. You can enjoy games and not be a fanboy. But it's so obvious. When you bring up that argument, it's like whenever you're reading an article, right? And then they're talking about gamers or gaming or whatever, and then they bring up Gamergate. And then instead of saying it's about journalism, they try to twist it as a sexist thing. You immediately know that that's an SJW you're dealing with that wrote this article. That's the equivalent here. We know from you just spouting the price tag of PCs, we already know the BS. We already know that you are indeed an elitist, a console elitist. And the funny thing is the whole PC master race, and that gets a lot of these console fanboys so pissed off. And I do want to reiterate, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not giving you shit if you're a console gamer. I understand. There's reasons why it exists. I'm making fun of people who are loyalists. There's a difference. Anyways, back to the point is we know you're dealing with that. We know you're dealing with an elitist. You are an elitist. The PC master race thing is a joke. PC gamers, if they do try to convince you that the PC's on there, that's just because they want you to experience that same fidelity and frame rate and all that they get to enjoy. They don't hate you. They're not trying to down the consoles. 90% of the time, they're just trying to say the PC is better. They're not trying to down you or degrade the consoles for what they are. They're not. The only people who are elitists are these console fanboys. And it's not even like people who consider themselves console gamers. It's people who consider themselves Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo gamers. Stop.
I don't know if the Nintendo dudes want it, or I don't think the Nintendo dudes care. If you're buying a Switch, you're happy with what that is and whatever, but...
Okay, crap. What a terrific way to contradict yourself. Either that, or you're selling Nintendo fans way too short. The main reason why most Nintendo fans went and bought the Switch for, Breath of the Wild instead of just playing it on Wii U is because it runs slightly better on the Switch, right? That's the main reason why they went and made that price. So obviously they do care about graphics. The Nintendo 64 was the most powerful system of its generation. It got held back because of the whole cartridge fiasco they tried to use. Nintendo tried to implement, but it was the most powerful. So was the NES and the SNES. Well, the SNES actually, it was up there. I would have to go back and look at that one. But point is they do care about power. They've always cared about power. They have. Except for whenever it's beneficial. Just like your argument here. You're trying to use them. Like, what are you trying to say? Those are gamers who care about games, and you're saying, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what point you're trying to make here. Even bringing Nintendo into discussion, if that was all you're going to say. But it does kind of, I don't know. I could see how it could rub Nintendo fans the wrong way. Saying they don't care. Come on, man. They obviously care. That's why they're so excited for the Switch. And you can say, no, we were excited for the Switch because it could be on the go. And this is kind of getting a little bit off topic, but I feel like it needs to be said, is the reason, no, because that's the reason why people who are not Nintendo fanboys bought the Switch. But the people who are Nintendo fans, fanboys in specific, we didn't know what the Switch was. All we knew was it was the NX. And we were expected to be a new, more powerful Nintendo system. And they were so excited about that. We didn't, and they were already hyped talking about it. I know, I'm subscribed to HMK and Zeltic, and Game Over Jesse and all these Nintendo and mainly Zelda YouTubers. And they were talking about the power before we knew it was about the mobility. So, on so many levels, crap, the argument you just brought up doesn't go anywhere. As I brought up like two or three different conflicting things where it goes three different directions, and all three directions don't even help you. And it also made you look like a giant hypocrite from everything you said up until now in this video. So I don't know where you're going with this. I don't know.
But that's another thing, right? Like, resolution and stuff doesn't seem to hamper Switch games. It only hampers Xbox games.
Okay, you see, crap. You're missing the argument. You're only getting a piece of the puzzle. The big point between Nintendo and Xbox is something you said in that sentence. The games. Nintendo, as much as they lack in third-party support, they have great first-party games, which is a reason to buy their console. Zelda's the only reason why I even owned a Wii U in the first place. It's the only reason why I went out and bought the console for Zelda. Okay? People go and buy the PlayStation for Uncharted, God of War, and now Horizon Zero Dawn. You get it? Now, Xbox has Halo, which at this point is kind of run stale, except for like Halo fanboys. Like that, Xbox fanboys. That's it. And here's the thing. Here is the thing too. Is like even that is not an exclusive because you can get all Xbox games now on the PC. And I know PlayStation is starting to do that. PS Now or whatever, where they're streaming. It's kind of similar. It's kind of similar, and it really is. And and this is why I've been slowly moving away from consoles. And I finally decided to go in and get an actual PC and all that. But and that's why I'm not loyal to one company or the other. I'm not defending Sony in this case, but so when you bring that in, yeah, Sony's in the same boat. But even when you take that out and you just go and you try to just ignore that PC exists, right? Let's just ignore it exists for a second. And it's just PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. Nintendo has great third-party games. Sony has great third-party games, right? And Xbox has okay ones that run stale. Gears of War, that's been done to death. Not saying it's a bad game, but outside of people who are just really hardcore Xbox, most people aren't as excited about that. And Halo's been run to death too. God of War, it was supposed to be over, but then they brought Kratos in, and then they showed this gameplay footage, and it's like a completely new God of War, completely new. Kratos is like a father. What's going on? Is he finally have family again after accidentally killing or being forced to kill his family? It's great. Like that gets people excited. They got Hideo Kojima over at PlayStation. The mastermind of the Metal Gear Solid, well, not even Metal Gear Solid, but Metal Gear series, the whole fucking thing. And he's making a new IP for the first time, like ever, since Metal Gear. And It's exciting. It's something. It's like, And then you got Xbox, who they had one title kind of like that, Scalebound, which was canceled. You got the stale Halo, which is the same thing over and over again. It's just FPS. Let's be honest. Most FPSs, there's slight differences here and there, but the mechanics are the same. People don't usually buy them for the story. This is multiplayer. They're first-person shooters. It's kind of like, I'm a Madden fan, and I buy Madden every year. But I'm also aware enough to realize I'm pretty much paying $60 for a roster update. Like, you're paying $60 for slightly new or different mechanics, depending on which first-person shooter you're buying. And a different mediocre story mode. And yes, I get it. Halo does story mode better than most first-person shooters, but it's still not that great. Not when you compare it to a game like Mass Effect or even Elder Scrolls, which Elder Scrolls doesn't even have that strong of a story either, but it's better than, I would say, most Halo games. That's my opinion. But what's not an opinion is most first-person shooter games, people don't buy them for the story. And then what else do you have? Gears of War? That game was great on the 360, but I also grew tired of it. I didn't even consider buying an Xbox One for Gears of War because I was like, well, the main story's already over. So, that's the point. That is the point. Is you can take things in a vacuum if you want and only look at it tit for tit, but you gotta look at tit for tat. There's more nuance in these arguments, but you only want to bring in the nuance that supports you. You don't realize there's a reason why Nintendo overcomes that deficiency, and why there's a reason why Xbox does not.
Which blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like, one of the whole reasons that the Scorpio is going to exist is to end that whole resolution war nonsense.
Then buy a PC. Seriously, if the PC hasn't done it by now, Scorpio sure as hell isn't, crap.
And at the end of the day, will it even do that?
No. No, crap. No, it won't.
I don't know.
Well, there's a shocker. What exactly do you know, crap?
Because if you look around, right, and you'll see stuff like, here's Horizon Zero Dawn in 4K. They're not telling you, like, really that they just say 4K. Like, they don't put checkerboard in the title, So you can imagine when the Xbox Scorpio comes out, and let's just say, for example, the next Call of Duty is native 4K on Xbox One and it's checkerboard on PS4. You're just going to see, here's, Call of Duty 4K on PS4 Pro, right? That's what you're going to see. It's not going to say it's checkerboard or anything like that. And so that's going to be misleading, and that's going to be a positive for Sony going forward.
Here's a news flash, crap. If Xbox tries to make the same claim, it's going to be misleading as well. Unless they want to I know they said it's going to be a premium product, but if they want to make any kind of sales to the console market, guess what? There's no way in hell the Scorpio can also play video games in native 4K. Streaming movies and stuff and playing video games at 4K are two completely different things. I almost guarantee you the Scorpio will also use the checkerboarding. And if it doesn't, it's going to be way too expensive. And people who were going to buy it outside of the hardcore, Xbox fanboys like yourself, people that's going to buy a PC instead. That's going to be more powerful and can be used for way more different functions than just gaming. Yeah. Just let that one, just chew over a little bit, just let it rattle around in there a little bit, okay, that's the next one.
So, it is a bit unfortunate, and it is frustrating. It is frustrating.
Okay, crap. My question to you, why is it frustrating? Oh, wait, I know why. Because you are looking at this like it's a sports team, instead of, you're looking at this like you're a fan of a sports team, instead of looking at it as a consumer, which is what you are. These are not sports teams. They are businesses. And technically sports teams are businesses too, but that's neither here nor there. Why? Why are you frustrated over people's opinions of a business's business strategy? That makes no sense, crap. That makes no sense at all. Crap gamer, more like crap logic. You are hurting yourself. This is a cry out to you, hopefully that you can figure out where you're going wrong right now. Because you're being rather anti-consumer right now. You're fanboying. You sound like someone who believes you should buy a premium console, who should buy $60 video games, just because you're a fan, regardless of the quality. You see, crap, there's a reason why I never had a PlayStation 3. Let me tell you this little story. When I was younger, right, and, I had, when this new generation came out, right, I had a PlayStation 1 originally, right, and an N64. And the new generation came around, I was so excited about the PlayStation 2. I grew up basically on Nintendo and PlayStation, right? And of course, I was looking at the GameCube because the GameCube was cheap. Don't worry about that. I had that too. But I had to make a choice. I got the PlayStation, but then I saw the Xbox, and it had a lot of good games. The original Halo, right? They had Fable, which looked really cool to me. That was like a selling product. Of course, it ended up falling flat on its face. But the idea of it had me excited. And that's when I first started thinking, wow, choices in video games would be great. That's when I started branching off from the linear games. And I went out and got one. And Dynasty Warriors looked really cool too. Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, I played those like a mother. I had both. But when I became an adult, right, and I came out to the real world and I realized I have priorities and I'm only going to buy one system. And I definitely wasn't going to get the Wii. That looks stupid to me. I eventually ended up getting one for a short time. Of course, I have the Wii U now, so it has a Wii in it, basically. But at the time, I was like, okay, so is it PlayStation or Xbox? And I did my research. And the 360, to me, was way better. To this day, I've never owned a PlayStation 3. I had to watch, because I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, obviously. I had to watch on YouTube the cutscenes. How people upload the entire, playthrough story stuff of video games of Metal Gear Solid 4, because I wasn't going to buy the PlayStation 3 for just that one game. I refused. I wasn't going to do it. No matter how much I wanted to, I wasn't going to do it. And so I had a 360, and I played Mass Effect on the 360, which is all my other favorite games. That was back when it was it was an Xbox exclusive, 360 exclusive initially. And I played these games, and I loved my Xbox 360. I did get a Red Ring of Death once. And then, I joined the military. And then I went ahead and lost my old Xbox 360. And then when I got out of basic training, I went and bought another one. So I technically bought 3 360s. But then when this new generation console came back, I went back to Sony. You know why? Because the PlayStation 4 was better than the Xbox. You see, during all this, I was never a fanboy. Never. I was a consumer. And I was a gamer because I like games. And now, for a long time, like I said, I was a console and gamer. And I stuck to consoles, they're cheaper and all this and that. There's a YouTuber named The Rags, and I suggest you check him out. RAGS. And this isn't to you because you know who he is. Crap. You know who he is because he's done stuff on you before. But this is for my viewers. Check him out, Rags. And I actually, in the comment section, he ended up responding to me of stuff I said, and I was defending consoles and stuff. And I didn't like it at first. And I went away. And I like some of his videos, but I refused to subscribe to him because he was a PC master race. That bothered me. But I kind of sat there and I chewed on it and rattled around in my head for a little while. And I was like, you know what? He's right. And now I own a beast PC. But I'm still a gamer, and I still do have consoles because I like PlayStation's exclusives they have. There hasn't been a single exclusive that Xbox has put out that's made me go, man, I want an Xbox. I've had plenty of time. I can buy a base one if it's just for the game, right? I could buy a used one probably, but there's no reason to, because there's nothing on Xbox that I want. And I know that's just my opinion, but when you look at the sales of PlayStation versus Xbox, the difference is overwhelming. PlayStation, like, it's gotten to the point where Xbox considers PlayStation not beating them as bad as they usually do in a month as a win. And PC blows them both out of the water. But if you're just talking consoles, PlayStation destroys Xbox. And we're moving on.
So the media jumping on the Scorpio, pretending like it's going to get delayed. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. I mean, honestly, I just think that it's kind of ridiculous that that it's still a thing where the media hates Microsoft that much, or thinks they know Microsoft so well that they can predict what's going to happen. I mean, it would make no sense to delay the Scorpio. Just absolutely no sense.
Yes, crap, because it can't possibly, because the almighty Xbox and Microsoft have made terrible business decisions. Nope, can't be that. Can't be because their games have been crap, or that they've delayed or canceled games that were supposed to be great. Can't be any of that. It must be bias. That's the only explanation. Xbox can't do any wrong, can it? Come on, man. Step outside your little, I want to say glass house, but that's not the right word. You know, I guess your cave. Let's just say your cave. Get out of your cave. Come join the real world again. And quit being such a miserable little human being. And just be a gamer, man. Just enjoy games. Stop trying to pick sides. The console war, look, even Microsoft and Sony have come out and said, look, man, the console wars are stupid. Like, no one's doing this but you, people like you. And there's people like JTech TV and stuff, you know, on the other side over PlayStation, and, you know, and the same thing. It's the same thing, man. I'm not taking sides here. If you're a fanboy of one console or the other, you are anti-consumer. And that means you are the enemy to all gamers.
And realistically, it's just pandering and wishful thinking on their part. And as an Xbox fan, I find it, I don't want to say offensive, because everybody's offended these days by something.
Come on, crap. We all know that you were offended. We just watched an entire video of you being offended that people have a different opinion than yours. Let's not call it something that's not. The first step to fixing a problem is admitting that you have one.
I'm just going to say that I find it unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate. You know,
Yeah. Good choice there. They're going to all buy that. They're going to all buy it. Good save, man. Good save.
Just, it's not a good thing. I think that it's unfortunate. And I think it's 100% for sure that Scorpio's coming this year. They've already announced like the first Scorpio quote-unquote version, which is going to be the Shadow of Mordor sequel. Stop with the nonsense.
You first, crap. You first.
Anyway, let me know if you guys are frustrated like me, if you guys think the same way I do, in the comment section, on Twitter at @the_crapgamer, or on Xbox Live, MOH_crapgamer. As always, rack 'em up, folks. We'll catch you next time. Crap Gamer out.
Yeah, crap about that. I think instead I'm gonna leave and go back to reality. It's been fun being in this little world of yours, in your little cave here, your little echo chamber. But I think I proved my point, and I'm just gonna go. And to you guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, or don't. You know, you don't have to do anything. I like to do this, unlike crap, as you saw at the beginning of this video. I like to do this at the end of my videos, because I don't want to annoy you with this stuff if you don't want to hear it. I know that bothers me. Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been Solid Shepard, and as always, I should go.